According to psychology, people who sleep their problems away whenever something bad happens are actually unknowingly experiencing emotional retreat, where the bed becomes a quiet shelter, a place that feels like time travel to a version of themselves that might hurt less. It's crawling into bed during the middle of the day, not to rest, but to avoid the weight of decisions you don't feel ready to make. It's sleeping to pass the time, because there's no one to talk to and nothing feels worth doing. It's choosing sleep over trying, because trying means risking disappointment, and sleep feels safer than failing again. It's waking up late and still feeling empty, because you weren't recharging, you were escaping. If this sounds like you, our ebook goes even deeper. You will find it on our page. But no matter how long the body stays asleep, the unprocessed emotion doesn't fade. It embeds itself into behavior, memory, and mood, resurfacing in ways that feel unexplainable, but deeply familiar. That's why the next time this pattern emerges, it may be worth asking, is this genuine rest? Or is this the nervous system's way of saying, I'm not ready to feel this yet? Again, in psychology, when a person struggles to fully hate or dislike someone just because they can see life through their perspective and understand why they might act the way they do, are not just open-minded, it's actually a sign of advanced emotional intelligence, a skill rooted in what's called cognitive empathy. These are the people who can look at someone who wronged them and still recognize the chain of events, the upbringing, the wounds, the fears that shape that behavior. They can disagree without despising and hold empathy without excusing. They instinctively ask, what must have happened to them for this to make sense, rather than, how could they do this to me? It's a trait linked to conflict resolution, diplomacy, and even survival in socially complex environments. If this sounds like you, our ebook goes even deeper. You will find it on our page. But the same skill that prevents prejudice can also blur boundaries. Because when the brain is trained to understand every angle, it risks justifying patterns that should not be tolerated. The mind can explain away red flags until hurt becomes familiar and harmful behavior feels predictable. People who can't help but cry in arguments or during emotionally charged moments, even when they're not deeply hurt, but simply trying to make a point, may actually possess what psychology calls emotional hypersensitivity. It shows up as a voice, cracking mid-sentence, eyes welling up before the words are even finished, tears falling while still speaking clearly and confidently. Not because the person is falling apart, but because their emotions rise to the surface faster than they can hold them back. The nervous system reacts strongly, not just to what is said, but to tone, body language, and the weight of the moment. This sensitivity often comes with high empathy, deep emotional awareness, and the ability to read subtle shifts in mood and intention. These people often leave feeling drained, not because the conflict was intense, but because their body experienced it as if it were. Even small disagreements can sit in their mind for hours, sometimes days, long after everyone else has moved on. If this sounds like you, our ebook goes even deeper. You will find it on our page.